It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. Hopefully this is all working. This is kind of thrown together real quickly here at the last minute. Coming to you live from Fort Pearce, Florida. And let's see, let me jump over here. If anybody is on the live stream, pop in a comment if you can hear me okay. I see Hot Air Tom, at least was there a few minutes ago. I don't know if he's still there or not. But if somebody could pop in a comment if you can see and or hear me. Anyway, testing it out here on the fly. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just continue on and we'll see what happens. By the way, this is happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day to everybody. Today, of course, is, I guess you really call this a scheduled, thank you, Tom, unscheduled broadcast. I wasn't entirely sure how my schedule was going to go today, so I didn't have anything set up ahead of time. And it was one of those mornings where it was absolutely perfect. Getting off the Freedom, I must have been the maybe fifth or sixth person off the ship. I was clearly the first wheelchair, handicapped person, because I got down there and there was nobody there, and they took me immediately. So, went through the facial recognition business, so that smooths that out considerably. Got the luggage, got out to a cab, was the quickest thing for me. Took a cab to the hotel. By 8:15 this morning, I was on I-95 heading north. So that really surprised me. There's not a whole lot of news today, folks. Fresh news, but I thought I would comment on a couple things. One, first and foremost, Hot Air Tom has sent a bunch of pictures in from his excursion up there in Bermuda and the trip he's on. I did not have time to download them to my computer and upload them back to StreamYard. They will be on the show tomorrow. So we'll do a special feature on Hot Air Tom's adventures tomorrow. I've been a little troubled this past week by the brawls. Number one, and I'm going to probably say some things that might tick some people off. If you have so little self-control, that you would get into a brawl on a cruise ship or on an excursion from a cruise ship, like in Bimini, you got no business being on a cruise ship. Please stay away from us, the people that do have that kind of self-control, for heaven's sakes. Go home in your back alley and brawl if you must do that, but not on a cruise ship. And I'm not absolving all fault from the cruise lines. It is my opinion, strictly opinion, that the cruise lines, especially in the situation, the first one, the Carnival Magic one, is clearly bears some of the fault. I don't know the details on the Navigator of the Seas one, what started that, what were the extenuating factors, I don't know. I don't know the extenuating factors of the ones in Bimini. I just know if you've got so little self-control, get the hell off the cruise ships and leave those of us who want to cruise alone. On the same token, the cruise lines, with the outrageous prices they're charging for drinks packages, And then people figure out, well, to make this pay for itself, I have to drink 13 drinks a day or whatever it is, which is way too much for most normal people. I couldn't do that. I couldn't function if I drank that much. I'm not even sure I could function like that younger. Clearly now I couldn't. Which is why, in most instances, like with Royal Caribbean, I'm not paying $86 or whatever it was a day to drink. I'll pay my drinks as I go. If I want to have my vegetable level in the morning and have a Bloody Mary, fine, put it on my account. If I want to have a cocktail with dinner, fine, put it on my account. I go out to the bars or go to the shows and have a drink, fine, put it on my account. And if I overspend my budget, then that's my stupidity. But that's one thing that I find fault with the cruise lines. The other thing is on the Carnival Magic, 5:20 in the morning, there is absolutely no rhyme or reason for that. I realize the cruise lines are hurting for money, but you don't have bars open till 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe the people are drunk enough they need to go to bed at 2 o'clock or something. So, and then there were 60 people involved in that brawl. 60 at 5:20 in the morning. Yeah, I find fault with Carnival on that. There's no excuse for that situation to be like it is. I'm not even sure that doesn't break some laws. But then they had the issue, well, was it in international waters? Was it in New Jersey? Was it in New York? And give me a break. If Carnival had it set up, okay, have the bars open till 2 o'clock if you must. Shut them down at 2. I'm telling you, 99% of the people on your cruise ships are not going to object to the bars being closed after 2 a.m. So, that's just my thought. Again, there wasn't any massive amount of news this morning when I checked it early. Checked Europe because I know with it being a holiday here in the States, there was going to, possibly be a lack of news. The weather on the East Coast that we've been watching for the last couple days has clearly shifted on out to sea and is going to be closing, keeping everything from being closed today. Not so much so with the system that we were watching started off actually in the Caribbean, went across Central America into the Pacific, is now Hurricane Bonnie. That's named after our friend down in West Palm Beach. Hurricane Bonnie is expected to get a little stronger for the next couple days, but it's probably not going to impact land directly. The current, let's see if I've still got the readings up. All right, it's currently the maximum sustained winds 90 miles an hour. It has strengthened some. Central pressure is 982. Still moving to the west-northwest at 18 miles an hour. When I looked at it this morning, they were talking about probably some heavy surf, wind, and rain along the southern coast of Mexico. And then basically it could strengthen today, possibly into the early hours of tomorrow. Then it's going to hit some little bit cooler water, and that should knock it down, and it probably will dissipate rather rapidly out in the Pacific. But it is a hurricane. And how it could it possibly get up to Category 2? Yeah, it's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. But it's not going to affect anything. And the Caribbean and the Atlantic are completely clear right now. So hot air time, you don't have to worry up there in Bermuda. Even the storm that came past Virginia is gone now. So anyway, that's basically it for today, folks. I would like to comment a little bit about Freedom of the Seas and the cruise that I've been on. Most of you know it was a group cruise for JJ Cruises, who I dearly love. Jordan and Jared are two wonderful, wonderful people. You know, I've interviewed them. They've interviewed me. I give them a lot of credit for actually getting me through the darkest hours of my health issues. But at any rate, it was a great cruise. I met a lot of really great people. I spent this past week with them, as a matter of fact, going to shows and eating dinner and doing some of the silly games with the group. It was just a totally enjoyable week for me, personally. I'd worked much less than I normally do on cruises and really enjoyed this one a lot. I did, however, learn one thing that I will take to my grave, whenever that might be. I love to cruise. Please don't take this the wrong way. And I love almost every cruise ship that I've ever been on. Yeah, there were a couple issues on Freedom this time that I didn't have when I was on Freedom before. But they weren't as bad as they were to some of the other people that had some issues with the main dining room. I didn't. However, I did have one major issue, and that is this cruise was actually back-to-back, a four-nighter. It sailed on Monday. A four-nighter. We went back to Miami on Friday, disembarked and embarked for a three-nighter, a weekend cruiser. You know, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, back in Monday morning cruise. The people, not in our JJ crew, but the other guests on board, it was such a different class of people that were on the 4-day and on the 3-day. On the 4-day, during the week, I had other guests that were extremely mindful of an old fat guy trying to motivate around on a scooter on a cruise ship. Even things like holding the elevator door to give me a chance to get on, making sure that I could get on an elevator, making sure if I was, like when I had breakfast, people would, I'm talking about numerous people would ask, can I help you do that? Can I get that for you? You know, I try to do as much as I can, but, you know, keep in mind, I'm on a scooter, and yes, some help every now and then is greatly appreciated. But it was the fact that they were asking, they were aware enough to know that, okay, here's an an older gentleman with some obvious health issues, and let's see if he needs some help. Terrific. Then the Weekenders came on. And literally, my life was at risk. People would run into me, would bang into me. I got hit. I must have got hit by suitcases or purses 30 times. I would have people walking right into my scooter. Literally. People walking down the a walkway on the cruise ship looking at their damn phone and run right into the front of my scooter and then yell at me because I hit them. It was just unbelievable. So I will never take a weekend cruise again, a 3-day cruise. There's way too much of a party hardy. Let's get all we can as fast as we can, because we're only going to be here for 3 days and get the hell totally drunk and gone. And that's the way they acted the whole time. So I won't do a 3-day weekend cruise again. If I'm going on a short cruise, and I don't have a problem with doing a short cruise, but it's going to be during the week. It's not going to be on a weekend. And there were also, with the short weekend cruise, and of course this was a holiday, I realize also, there was an immense amount of kids the last 3 days. Well, that's just my problem with that is I'm not as comfortable around kids because I have no idea if they've been vaccinated or not. I don't know how safe the situation is with that many kids are running around the ship. So it was just just a little more difficult for me. So I didn't mean to get off complaining like that. All right, let's see if I can see to get in the chat room. That's one of the problems in the bright sun in the car is I don't. Whose horn is that? That's not me. I'm not sure who was blowing, but anyway. All right. Hot Air's with us. Gretchen's here. Hi, Gretchen. Mike's here. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. Hot Air will miss tomorrow's show, Swimming with the Dolphins. All right, Hot Air. I will make sure you have a tape of the show because I'm going to feature you tomorrow with all the stuff you've loaded up because it looks great. I looked through it, but I just didn't have time to download it, upload it, and all that business. Carol's with us. Hi, Carol. Many people posting from last week's cruise that they are testing positive after getting home. I had heard some grumblings to that, but there was absolutely no indication of that on the cruise. So, don't know how much truth there was to it. And of course, I will when I get home. I have a test to take to make sure I'm safe before I go in. Katie's with us up there in Martha's Vineyard. Nikki's here. Hi, Nikki. The Mask Collector. Good morning, all. Nice to have you with us. Masked. Emily's here. Says, hey, guys. Happy 4th of July. And back at you, Emily. This is probably a good day, folks, for everybody, not just the community on this channel, everybody to think about what really independence means and how important it is, as opposed to people in this world that don't have the freedoms that we have in this country. Sometimes I think we've got too many freedoms, but that's a whole nother story. Hot Air says, here's some news. I saw a report that the NCL Joy on a cruise ending July 2nd ran out of some liquor. Sounds like the vodka and a few others were gone. Wow. Yeah, there's NCL again, Hot Air. By the way, we parked next to the Sky in Nassau. So I got a look down at the Sky. It looks lovely. But boy, those rear aft, I guess they're called balconies or suites. Man, do they look good from what I could see. Poster said the staff told them the New York delivery was short. That more supply chain issues, so it wasn't necessarily Norwegian's fault. Good to hear that. Judy Lynn says definitely sounds like alcohol definitely involved. Oh, I think so too. I think it's the people just were smashed. Had to be. Hi Judy, how you doing, by the way? Judy's a friend of mine from, I'm not going to say how many years she and I go back. Let's just say it was a long time ago. Like grade school. So, oops, I wasn't supposed to let it all out of the bag that she's my age. Oh well. Glad you're here, Judy. Happy 4th to you. Gretchen's up here in Ohio. Everybody cooking out today? Of course I'm not. I'm going to be driving. I have no idea how far I'm going to get. Although the traffic so far today, getting out of Miami this morning was that was pretty sweet. Of course, getting off the boat, getting to the hotel, and being in the car that quickly shocked me. I'm in no hurry to get back home, but still, I want to get a good bit of it done today. I could technically go all the way in and get home like midnight or night, but I'm thinking I'm going to be too damn tired to do that. Hot Air says Adventures of the Seas is docked in front of the balcony. Sad it has rust areas for us to view. Get the paint out. Wow. Hot Air says Chillie doesn't like booze cruises. Not like I used to. I mean, I used to, be on every carnival ship you could get on, and they were big time party ships. But yeah, not to the extent that some people take it anymore. Hot Air says one reason we go on longer cruises. I understand that. Hot Air says I need to join them October 23rd for 21 days Seattle to Miami cruise. Nikki says that's one reason we've never sailed out of Jacksonville short cruises. I believe me, I understand now. And again, I probably, even out of Jacksonville, depending on the sailing date, I would take the 4-dayer without really thinking about it. But I'm not going to take a 3-day weekend. No way. Ever again. So. Emily's the barbecuing today. We can see fireworks from the patio through the tree line. Very nice. Yeah, I'm sure I'll see fireworks along the way if I'm still driving or if I get to a hotel someplace. Judy says, oh, she's fine with that. Happy 4th of July to you. That's just awesome that she popped in. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. I'm going to get back on the road here, heading north from Fort Pearce, Florida. see how far I get into the Carolinas before I call it a day. I will be back at my normal time, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. I will have some hot air Tom features from the Norwegian Pearl in Bermuda. So, at any rate, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. You guys have a fabulous 4th. Eat lots of burgers and dogs and steaks or whatever you're grilling out, and have a terrific time. Happy 4th of July, folks. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, so if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.